Hey guys, I figured I would do a, let's say, video podcast, whatever you want to call it, for this class. I read everyone's discussion about how they communicate and what devices they actually communicate with. A lot of good examples and, explanations of what students are using. Some students are using Facebook, some students are using iChat, Instagram. I just started to dabble with Snapchat, which it's a funny app if you use all of the filters for the face. So everybody's comments are really good. One thing I want to actually point out with the way that we communicate with now, a lot of people pointed out that communication is becoming more online. Some people say they communicate only with their phone, and talking on the phone is their last resort. As a society, we're actually, I guess, maybe evolving a little bit backwards just because we're relying so much on technology. And what if, most of this technology went away and we had this technology that we have now? It wouldn't be at our disposal. It would just be brand new. We would have to go back to sending letters and writing things and getting them transferred through the mail. I remember, buying books of stamps just to send letters to friends that aren't close to me. Somebody's comment was they actually communicate with someone in Germany and they still write letters. I agree with that. You should write letters to a certain extent. I can't tell you how many times that I've been on Google or Word, and I expected Word or Google to correct my spelling. Even if I knew how to spell the word, I said, Google or Word, Microsoft, someone will correct this for me. So just remember, whenever you communicate, if this is your first class in your college career and you're a freshman, or if you're about to graduate like a couple of my students are, just make sure that whenever you communicate with your friends through Facebook and all of these social media outlets. But whenever you professionally communicate with someone, always send more of a professional level, such as email, or even blogging if you want to communicate what you're trying to say out to others. Some of you have already created a blogger site. I'm setting that up for you to give you more avenues to post things that are on your mind, and you would have a more engaging conversation with others just around you. It'll be a more of a professional level. So, with that being said, everybody did really good on their comments. So, a couple of things I want to address with the assignments. Right now, a lot of people have questions about the actual assignments. So, you need to have this book here. If you do not have this book, it's the second week. I do have this book on reserve in the library, but a lot of you are online, so the only way is to hit Amazon up or maybe hef.com and get this sent to you as soon as possible. If it's a really dire emergency, if you're waiting on financial aid or other things, maybe you can ask one of your other classmates to maybe take a picture or scan a page of the book for you. With that being said, down here for the actual step-by-step and on your own assignments, the first number here where it says step-by-step 3, that means you would actually do the third question on this page. Now, it depends on the version of your book, and some of the books are extended, some of the books are not extended, but if you have this exact book up here with the image, this page number should represent that. Don't do 3 of them for the step-by-step. Only do number 3. Same thing with on your own. Only do number 3. And it should be located on that page. I take you straight to where you would actually start to do the work. But there may be a couple of pages before this page number or this number 3 that gives you the actual steps or things that you would have to read. So some people just want to go straight to doing the work and kind of refer back to the other pages if they need to. So once you're done with those assignments, you would actually want to save them to your Dropbox. So you'd actually click the assignment and then you would actually upload it. See, I have a couple of students right now that have already loaded stuff. I haven't started grading any yet, so these are still unread and unseen, but I can still see them when they come into the Dropbox. So make sure you put your assignments here. You can still save your assignments in your OneDrive, but be careful because your OneDrive, I won't go there to grade your work. I'll go there to look and see if you're saving your stuff. I'll put files there for you to view. I may put study guides. I'm not sure how I want to leverage this yet, but I also want to get you guys used to cloud storage and getting rid of the stigma that cloud storage is unsecure and not safe, and so on and so forth. So just remember that you're loading your information into the Dropbox. If you're still working on your information and you're trying to find templates, you're trying to find pictures, documents, I loaded a lot of things under doc sharing. So doc sharing would give you any file that you're looking for that you can't find in your installation of Office. Some of you may have an older version of Office, some of you may have a newer version that may be missing some of these clip arts or these templates that are pre-installed. So just be wary that I'm only grading things in the Dropbox. Later on in the class, if you say, oh, I may have uploaded the wrong thing, or I need to go and, check your grade to see how you're doing in the class, I may go to your OneDrive and see if you're saving stuff there. Maybe there's a different file or something there that is missing in the Dropbox, but I can find in your OneDrive. So that kind of creates this cloud social communication with me, the teacher, and you, the student, of finding your information, being secure in the cloud. So now that we have that out the way, that's the assignments, and a little bit of the actual discussion. So next we're going to cover anybody that has not created a OneDrive share. I currently have my OneDrive open now. So the only thing you need to do is sign up for OneDrive. You would have to create a folder, and you would do that by going to New and Folder. You can name this folder whatever you want to. A lot of students are naming this CSCI 126. And once you create that folder, all you have to do is click the share button, which I've uploaded a video for this already. And you would click email. And you would just put in my email and any message that you want to. And that would actually send an email straight to me, and you would know if that link actually made it to me and you gave me the correct access, because I either put a folder in your OneDrive calling it test, or I put a file that's called document 1 and it says this is a test inside of the Word document. So that's something that you want to check on. So if you don't have that OneDrive created or share it with me, you might want to do that really quick, just so if there's anything I need to upload in there or any other assignments that require your OneDrive, you would actually already have it. And each week there is an assignment called Internet Research. Internet Research is you researching whatever the topic of the class is for that chapter. So for example, week 1, I like the lecture a little bit better, PowerPoints. So week 1, come on internet. So week 1 covers introduction of technology today. So it gives you all of the technology that we're working with today. So you would go online and find any technology that is out today and not elaborate too much on it, but just give maybe a paragraph and a half of what that technology is, how it's being used, how new it is. It's kind of a freestyle paper, but not really, something that you're going to have to, make sure it's APA. Nothing complex. If you want to put some links in there, if you want to put something that would show me where you found that information at, that's perfect. And those internet researches, they're not in the grade book, but I will be counting those in the participation. So that just tells me that you understand what the chapter is and you're able to go out and actually do research. The most of this class is focused on, I give you an assignment, such as create a OneDrive. I don't necessarily upload steps, but I will give you hints because I really want you to go out there and kind of play around with it and find where the pieces are. That helps make you a better technologist. If your career is going to be in computer science, that's something that you're going to have to hammer in and hit every time. And that's being able to figure out how something is working. So just make sure that you load that to your OneDrive. You can call it anything you want to. You share your OneDrive with me. So each week I'll probably go in there and snoop around and see what you have. So if you have any personal stuff in there you don't want me to see in the folder that you share with me, you can leave it in there, but I'm going to be able to actually see it. Now you can make folders outside of the one that you share it with me, and I will not be able to see those. So for example, you can go to the listing, and I just clicked on this here, and you have list, house, and you have photos. Photos are really cool, but because you can see what's inside of the folder. But if you go to list, it actually has a new field here, and you can scroll down and see what folders are actually shared out in your OneDrive. And these are the folders that whoever you shared it with, they can actually see it. So if I click on the homework here, see each one of these actually shows sharing. We can go over here to shared, and it tells everything that is actually shared out, all of your folders. So there's multiple ways to get to what's being shared for your class or for your folder. Now, if you go over here and you actually click on it, you can change your shared of who you're actually sharing this with. You can take sharing away so no one can actually see it anymore. And if you go here to more permissions, you would be able to remove people or add people from here. So you see 2 people are actually shared for this folder here. So you can remove those people, or you can add more people in there. Or you can just take things out of the folder if you want something that is permanently shared. So that's just a real quick rundown of the shared OneDrive. This is better than Google Docs. This is better than Dropbox, if any of you guys have heard of that, or if you're using that for your job, or if you're figuring out some technology that you want to be able to share documents or share information securely. It's pretty secure. So just kind of vet it out and see if it's something that you're actually interested in. So the next thing, I like to cover a little bit of news. In my face-to-face class, I actually cover news as well. So the first bit of news is the Samsung Galaxy Note 7 is being recalled. The phones are exploding because the batteries are getting too hot. If you guys are familiar, Apple had the same problem about 3 years ago, and they recalled a lot of their phones. And Samsung was the manufacturer of their battery, so Samsung is also the manufacturer of their own battery, as well as some of the MacBooks, I think, were also exploding that had Samsung batteries in them. So Samsung likes to have exploding batteries. But if you're interested in this article, I pulled most of my stuff off of CNBC just because that connects with kind of the global market, stock exchange. So things that are actually happening here or posted here are either going to happen or in the process of maybe hurting the company or making a company impact. The next article, Apple's releasing their new iPhone I am not an iPhone person at all. I had the very first iPhone when it came out, but after that, there was no iPhones for me. Just bad experience, bad execution from Apple. But I noticed a couple of people in the discussion were really interested in getting the new iPhone, or their primary source of communication was their iPhone. So if you're ready, you can pre-order yours September the 7th, which was already out, I guess, a couple of days ago. So they're probably gone right now. We could probably go take a look. This just gives me a fancy look at the iPhone, but I would like to see. So they're probably not going to have it on their main screen because it's going to be, well, yeah, here it is here. So it looks like you can still order it. It's still in the pre-order stage, so I'm assuming they still have some ready to ship out. So whenever you actually get your phone, which will probably be a couple of days after you order this thing, or a couple of weeks maybe. So that's the new iPhone. Nothing new and exciting about it. I don't think. They said they changed a lot of stuff like cameras, but that's the basics. Apple was one of the first smartphones out there, and they haven't really done anything innovative. They just copied off of others, and I guess continue to make things better that were already better in their phone. So the last note is, if any of you guys are interested in Tesla. Tesla is the first autopilot car, so the car can drive itself. And they released that at the beginning of the year to every consumer that owned a Tesla vehicle. The only thing about Tesla is a lot of people are taking autopilot to the next level and sitting in the back seat or going to sleep while your car is driving 70 miles an hour, which is never a good idea. I don't care if the car can drive itself, or you pay $300,000 or whatever amount of money they pay for this vehicle. You still need to intervene, and as a software engineer, I cannot program for every single thing that would ever happen to this vehicle, and it would not be smart enough to compensate for what a human brain can do. So it's going over Wi-Fi or the air, or it's getting real-time updates. But those real-time updates they're slow. They don't happen within seconds or milliseconds that your brain can comprehend and make some kind of assumption on whatever it's seen or whatever it needed to do. It just happened. It's an impulse. That's an electrical impulse, and not a pulse over the air. So if you're interested in the Tesla cars, a couple of people have lost their lives with the Tesla just because they've went to sleep, let the car drive itself, cameras malfunctioning because you're driving towards the sun type thing. That's a big issue, and Tesla's probably making it where if you're not in the front seat, you can't use autopilot. The company has pretty much left their technology wide open. So Teslas have a big giant, I think 25, 27-inch screen in the front for its entire instrument panel. That's wide open while you're driving, so you could Facebook search, or you could, do Facebook post or YouTube blog post all day long, straight from the car while you're driving. So Tesla's giving that power to the actual consumer, the person that's driving the car, which I think some of that's going to be taken away, just because if Tesla continues to have these mishaps with this technology, there's going to be certain sanctions or certain rules by the government on self-driving vehicles. So that is all I have. I'll try to do some of these every week to give you a briefing of what I found on the internet, any questions the class had, what's to come for the next week. Remember, the test is coming next week. I'm still working on the test. It will be about 30 questions over chapter 1, 2, and 3. So don't take it immediately when you see it. Make sure that you understand everything in chapter 3. This test is open book, open internet, so everybody should make 100. If you do not, then we'll look at a class average to figure out if everybody got the same question wrong, or if people really need their books and the information that I provided isn't enough or is enough. We'll determine all of that whenever the first test comes through. So I will see you all next week.